Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're on part 27 of the Lords of the Fallen 100% walkthrough. On the previous video we ended up exploring the rest of Brama's castle and we defeated the Sundered Monarch, and we wrapped up the Tortured Prisoners quest, which we got all of her items for, and you should have gotten the achievement for that. I also showed you how to go about doing all of the other endings and where an extra stigma is for the Radiance ending that you will need to grab for the All Stigmas trophy. And yeah, it was pretty detailed in that, so if you have any questions about the endings or how to do them, please feel free to ask. I would love to help. But yeah, so today we are going to be going back to the Skyrest, wrapping up Kukujin's quest, because we are done with her quest at this point. We just need to exhaust her dialogue and then grab her items, and then we are going to go finish up the Umbral ending and then go fight Elianne the Starved. And she is the secret boss here in the Umbral ending, and after that we are going to see some credits, and then I'm going to go over a lot of the stuff we're going to need to be able to get all of the achievements. And I'm not going to be wasting too much of your time or making some long video. I'm going to try to put as much information in it as possible, and hopefully it'll help you guys. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I appreciate you watching. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is head back to the Skyrest from here at the vestige of the Bloody Pilgrim. After we get to the Skyrest, we're going to head up here. We're going to go into Umbral. And at this point, we've gotten almost all the remembrances.
At your hands.
We've gotten almost all the remembrances. So if you want to buy any of these items, you can definitely do that. Again, you are going to need to buy every single item to be able to get some of the achievements, like the all weapons, all armor, all spells. There is some good stuff in here. We have 150, which isn't a whole lot, but let's see if there's anything good in here that we want to buy. Maybe we'll buy that. We'll buy these blades are really sick too. They have a special move that you can do with them, and same with the daggers as well if you max them out. Buy that. Firestorm. That. Get the magma surge. And there is some wither spells too. Again, you're going to need all of the spells to be able to get the achievements. There's an achievement for radiant spells, or inferno spells, and wither spells. So make sure you buy anything out of there you need. We do have a lot of plucked eyeballs. We have 204, so we'd be able to get about 68 Umbral scourings with the plucked eyeballs that we have. And it helps, any amount helps, because you had to buy every single piece of remembrance to be able to get some of the trophies. So just a heads up on that. It might take a few playthroughs to do it. So we still are going to have a chance to talk to Malhue and buy stuff from her, but after we beat the boss fight, we're going to have to come back and we get rid of her. So we still have a little bit, so we're going to interact with this right here, and this is going to play out with the cutscene. We're going to give Harkin's Umbral Parasite and put it in the column. Alright, so after we do that, she might have some dialogue.
And so you must turn to the final progeny, that which I entwined with humble flesh, to birth my sweet Elianne. Liberate her from her husk, and let her soar free, if only for one rapturous moment.
Alright. So at this point, make sure you have Umbral eyes that you want socketed. We can socket one more Umbral eye. So we're going to use this one. Alright, so we did miss some Umbral eyes now that I'm looking back at it. And I feel like I failed you guys. I apologize. There's just so much stuff to grab in this game that I just wasn't paying attention, and I thought I knew where everything was at. I was being cocky. So there's 2 that we need to go back and grab. The first one we're going to do is go back to the vestige of Aurelio, the Cursed Knight. I don't know how I missed these, but I mean, I do know how, actually. I was being frickin' cocky, like I said. So, I apologize about this. I'm just going to run past these guys. We have to be in Umbral. So, we're going to go in Umbral. Oh my god. And then we're going to run right over here and drop down. Pull ourselves over. And take these guys out real quick. Damn. And then there's going to be one right here, which is the vestige of, or Umbral Eye of Dawn. Alright, so for the Umbral Eye of Detir, we're going to go to the vestige of Katrin at the Sunless Hoist. Alright, so once you get here at the vestige of Katrin in the Sunless Mines, we're going to go through this shortcut that leads into the Revelation Depths. We're going to call up the elevator. And again, I apologize about this. I was just being cocky and thinking that I had everything in the game already, or that I knew where everything was at. And I don't know why I didn't realize until now that I had missed some of these. Like, I should have been paying attention more. I know a lot of people don't watch these, so I'm not like too worried about it. But if I had a big following, I would feel like a way bigger idiot. I know like a couple people may watch these videos, but yeah. And if they've already noticed that I've missed something, I hope you guys would call me out. Please do. I can take criticism. Alright, so from here at the elevator, we are going to go into Umbral. And we're going to run down here. I already died once. You can pull this down right here. And if you... Let's see. We just run and jump. Take these guys out. And then we can pull this out right here. And run and jump over there. It's going to be the Umbral Eye of Detir. So from here, we can just head back up to the vestige. Alright, so apparently those two were the only ones that I missed. It was the Umbral Eye of Datir and the Umbral Eye of Dawn. So we got both of those. We are going to head back over to Skyrest. And like I said, we still have to fight the Red Reaper to be able to get the final Umbral Eye, which will give us 15 total. So we're going to go back to Skyrest and we're going to wrap up Kukujin's quest. Alright, so once we get back to the Skyrest, we're going to go down to Kukujin and pay her for helping us with the Sundered Monarch, and this should be the last time you have to pay her, and then you'll get some new dialogue.
Always do right by the cook, the smith, and the hired sword. It seems my time in Mondstadt is done. Thanks to you, I finally got enough to keep me in food, shelter, and drink for a while, so I'll be on my way. Good luck with whatever it is you're trying to achieve here. Don't worry about me. There's a big world out there with plenty of people willing to pay someone to fight for them. Shame we didn't get to share a few mugs, but I'll be sure to raise one to you the next time I'm someone that has a damn tavern. Remember, nothing lasts forever. Everything ends, sooner or later. Some people find that knowledge depressing. I was raised to consider it liberating. How you see it, well, that's for you to decide. Remember, everything ends. Some people find it.
So after you exhaust her dialogue, you're going to want to go rest and then go back to where she was sitting, and you'll be able to grab her items and get the achievement for it. So we get the achievement, her sword, her ring, her shield, her armor, and yeah, we get all that, so. Now, after you've gone and put Hirkin's parasite into the column, paid Kukujin, finished up her quest, we can now talk to Pieta and trigger the final boss fight. So we're going to use Soulflay on Pieta.
Lamp bearer.
Alright, so this is going to trigger us into the final boss fight. You're going to end up being in here alone with her, and she's kind of hard. I'll talk about her for a second right before we start. But, I'll let this cutscene play out real quick. Alright, so this boss fight is pretty hard. I mean, it's one of the harder boss fights. It's not that hard, but... So she has a Wither build. She has multiple moves that she'll do. She has one where these eyeballs will spawn around her. She'll start spewing them out. They do wither damage. And then she has this thing where she'll send a ghost out after you, which will basically do her moves. And you've got to kill that first before you go after her. So it'll at least summon it maybe 2 to 3 times in a fight, depending on how quick you kill her. But yeah, so we're going to get started here. Make sure you buff up. And her movesets are just like Pieta, so. These are the eyeballs that I was talking about. She's going to do a beam twice, 3 times. And we're just going to go after her. You can parry her. So this is the ghost I was talking about. You're going to want to take this thing out first. It's fairly easy to take out. Watch out for the beam. Just roll. There we go. Now we can go over and do a death blow on her. And we're gonna buff up one more time. Spam a couple spells. Now roll. Oh god. Actually, don't roll, just step back. Now roll through this. It'll take a lot of damage from you if you get hit by it. They're gonna both go across. Go over to this guy. There we go. Now we can go and do a death blow on her. Buff up again. We're gonna start spamming stuff on her. And roll. One. Oh, sometimes she's... Alright, here goes the ghost again. There we go. Now run over to her again. Oh, we're almost done with her. No! Remember to roll. She's got one more hit and she's dead. There we go. We barely made that. Oh, used all my health. That's first try though, so it wasn't too bad. So we'll get Elianne's Umbral Parasite, which we're gonna need to put in one of those columns. And we're gonna get her Remembrance real quick, which is right here.
Of disappointment and shame.
And we're gonna head up, back up to the vestige. If you do end up dying, you can summon help. You can summon Kukujin for help. Obviously, we've already finished her quest, so we don't need to. I mean, we don't need to pay her or anything. So we got the Remembrance. We're gonna grab this item right here. I don't know if we missed this or what. Glass shard. I guess we might have missed it. Wow. Now, that's really the only fight we have left. I mean, you can honestly use your runes to level up if you want. Like I said, you do get a achievement for hitting level 100. We're at 92. I don't know if we're going to hit 100. Oh, we just need one more level. We're gonna use some, skulls. Kill these guys. And now we should be able to level up one more time. Let's just do one radiance. So there we go. We hit level 100. I've already hit level 100 before, so I have already gotten that achievement. But once you do that, you will get an achievement. So we're going to head back to the Skyrest. So one thing we can do before we, because you're going to want to buy anything from Malhu at this point, because once we put the parasite in the column, she's going to be gone. So make sure to buy whatever you want from the remembrances. So we are actually gonna buy Elianne's sword. Now, if you put these two together, it is a badass combo. But we don't have the stats for it, obviously, right now. We need 20 Inferno, and we have the Odd Stone, which I feel like you can only do it in a new playthrough. If you give Pieta the Odd Stone and you have both of these weapons, and I believe have each one up to plus 10, maybe even after plus 1, I'm not sure. Might have to figure that out. I'm not exactly sure, but these two weapons together have a special move. If you hold right trigger and left bumper, it'll do a bunch of splashing AoEs. So yeah, very cool setup. But yeah. And they're pretty strong. I mean, they're not the strongest weapon in the game, but they're really, really fun to mess around with. So, and I used to think that this was the only weapon that had a special move. There is multiple weapons in this game that have special moves, but a lot of them you have to get up to plus 10 to be able to get them. So, so yeah, make sure you spend your Umbral Scourings with Malhu. Buy anything that you want to buy. Like I said, you are going to need to purchase all of her spells, the rings.
I serve.
We're going to buy the ring. You're going to need all the spells. You're going to need everything in here besides this stuff. If you are going for all the achievements. So since we've gotten all of the Umbral Eyes, I'm going to show you how to get the final one, and it is the Umbral Eye of Marco the Axe. Now, if you go into Umbral and you let the eyeball fill up that's in the top right corner, once it fills up completely, the Red Reaper will come, and he will... You won't be able to heal, by the way, so you're going to need some sort of spell that heals you, or a bunch of Biostone or Brio Stones. And once he comes, he can be very hard, depending on what weapon you're using. But I would recommend using some sort of greatsword, mainly because it staggers him. And so the red one's coming up right now. So he's a lot more aggressive than the regular one. Sometimes his spikes or his blades will come up out of the ground. The best idea is just to cast a bunch of spells on him as much as possible, have a bunch of mana stones, and then just be hitting him as much as possible. You want to be more aggressive than this guy. Like, that is the total key to this, because you can easily just be killed. And as you can see, it didn't take me very long to take him out, and we got the achievement and the Umbral Eye of Marco the Axe. And you get 20 Umbral Scourings. And you're not going to get that every single time as far as Umbral Scourings. If you try to farm them again, I think you only get like 5 or 15 or something like that. because I think you were able to before when the game first came out, but they changed it. I could be totally wrong on that, but yeah. So he is very difficult, and he's like, you can see the red eye is still there, and he's not going to be coming back until you rest and do it all over again. So you do get a lot more vigor when you are in this state right now. So as you can see up in the top right hand corner, we are getting ×3 amount of vigor. So it's a really good way to get vigor if you're trying to farm. But I believe it only gets that high when the red eye is there. So again, this guy's hard, man. Like, he's not easy, but if you do have a strong build and you have high stats like I do, it makes it a lot easier. I mean, it is doable with a smaller build, but it just takes longer. It's just a lot easier with the greatsword. So, I mean, any build will do. But, yeah. So if you have any questions on it, please feel free to let me know. Alright, so after we do that, we are going to go in where Malhue is, and we are going to get the final cutscene here and get this ending over with.
Until her embrace.
So, from right now, we are going to interact with this, and we'll be able to get a cutscene out of it. So we're going to hand over Elianne's Umbral Parasite. Like I said, make sure to get everything you need from her before you do this. Alright. After we do that, I believe that's every one that we need to do. Speak to Malhue. We're going to enter Mother's Lull.
You have proven yourself, child. Now ferry them home and act our mother's will. So long have I awaited your embrace.
Alright, so once we get here to Mother's Lull, we're gonna come right over here to this thing right here. We're gonna soulflay it. It's gonna pull us closer. We're gonna keep soulflaying. And then soulflay this last one. And we're going to walk up here, and a cutscene will play out. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for the Lords of the Fallen Umbral ending. I'm still not done with the walkthrough yet. I suggest when the credits are done, I would choose to stay on the same playthrough. That way you don't have to start everything over, because there is some late game stuff that you can go back and farm, which I would suggest doing that, just so, like, if there's any armor pieces, Umbral eyes, weapons, spells, anything that you missed, that are late game, you can go back and get them now and at least not have to worry about them later, because you are going to have to do another playthrough regardless to get some of the other endings. But yeah, so like I said, I suggest doing that, and you are going to have to buy all of the remembrance items to be able to get I mean, it's not going to give you an achievement for doing it, but they go with, like, all the armor, trophy, all spells trophy, all weapons trophy, all rings trophy, and stuff like that. So I am going to be going over all of the trophies, achievements that you get in this game. I'm going to go over the ones that you should have gotten by now and the ones that you will end up getting. I'm not going to show you where every single piece of armor is. I will show you how to get them and where to get them. So it is going to be kind of an intricate video of me just going over everything and some of the stuff that we should have already. And where you can find these things. And so it's kind of going to be a boring video, but if you're interested in it, let me know. I'm still debating if I want to make it or not, because if I'm not going to get a whole lot of views on it, then I feel like I'm just kind of wasting my time a little bit. But honestly, I'm just doing this for myself and my own enjoyness of this. But yeah, so I did show you in the previous video how to do all of the endings, and they're pretty straightforward as far as all the steps you need to take. This one, you do not need to cleanse any beacons, and there is a couple extra steps which I've obviously showed in this whole playthrough, this whole walkthrough, if you need to find out. And then in the Inferno Adir ending, you just don't cleanse any beacons, and then you go fight the Sundered Monarch at the end, and then you go up talk to Adir and give him the Rune of Adir, which will turn into the Empowered Rune of Adir, and then you'll bring back that to all of the beacons. And then at the beacon at the Empyrean, you will talk to Judge Cleric, and it'll give you a prompt to enter her mind. You'll get a cutscene, and that'll be the end of the ending. I don't think that there's any other steps to it, but yeah. And then the Radiance ending, you just cleanse all the beacons and go like you normally would through the whole game. And it's really nothing to it. There's no secrets or anything that you have to do to get it. It's like the most common ending that anyone comes across. But yeah, so I've already covered all that. I've covered the Umbral eyes. I've covered every boss, and I've covered each ending. I've covered all the quests, every single quest. Like, the only one that we weren't able to do was Damarose's quest and Paladin Isaac's quest, but I did show you how to finish them and what you get when you do finish them. So you can go back in my previous videos and find those if you don't know how to do them. But I believe those are the only two quests that we weren't able to do, mainly because you just can't finish them in one playthrough, and you can't do the Umbral ending and do Damarose's quest. You have to do her quest with the Inferno ending, unfortunately. So, and there's the All Bosses achievement, which entails a lot of NPC bosses, or not a lot, but just a handful of them that you end up having to kill. And I did show you how to kill each and every one of them in my walkthrough. So, like I said, I'm not going to go on too much longer. I'm kind of just blabbering right now, trying to stall these credits. But so yeah, like I said, there will probably be one more video in this walkthrough going over everything, all the achievements that you should have and all the achievements that you should get. I'm going to do my best for that. If you guys enjoyed this walkthrough, please let me know. I would love any support, I did work hard on this, so I mean, regardless, I kind of did it for myself, but also did it for you guys too. So I think that's gonna do it. I'm gonna leave the credits going and just kind of speed it up a little bit. And like I said, I would highly suggest not starting a new game after this. I would just continue the same one and then go grab some things that you missed, armor sets and stuff like that. Or you can just start a new game and do it in the next playthrough. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this walkthrough. And like I said, one more video. So I shouldn't act like I'm ending it, but yeah. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you guys on the last video on the next one. Thanks for watching.